I'm completely off the game.
This dude.
Oh. You gotta put.
Am I not off the game, dude? I'm never on the game.
This guy, I go up and shake his hand. I'm like, nice to meet you, coach. That's his first time ever seeing me in person.
Yeah.
And because of COVID. Holy you're smarter than I thought you were. And I'm just like, this guy already don't with me. What made me really quit is the helmet they gave me.
You got a bucket?
They gave me the freaking lineman helmet, the one that was like this.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Walkin On podcast, hosted by your two favorite mediocre mid-major men's basketball players, Trey Townsend and Blake Lampman. And all I can say is we're really excited right now. This is something we've been planning for a while, this podcast, and we're just happy to finally have it started here.
Finally, after years of talking.
What felt like years, yes.
Yeah, and planning. So we're here, man. This is the little behind-the-scenes action of our lives and kind of like an escape off the court, something to put our minds to besides just hooping. So
exactly, and at the time of recording this, we're both dealing with our own injuries, so it's really a good mental thing for us to be doing something since we can't be out there working out with our guys. And this, like we said before, is something we've been wanting to do forever, and we're just happy we can finally do it. And
we got some cool dudes to talk to.
That's the biggest thing we're excited about. We the circle we have has been great. Being an athlete, you get to meet a lot of people, talk to a lot of people, and we're grateful that we'll be able to have some of them on this show. So that's what we're excited for. And Blake, who do we have walking on with us today?
Holy smokes! Today we got senior point guard of Oakland University, who not only led the nation in assists in the 2020-21 season, but also a two-time first-team All-Horizon League selection. Also, Tracy, a father of about a year and a half.
He is indeed a father. Fortunately, not the father that comes to mind at first.
Correct. The father of a very well-trained golden doodle. Also one of my best friends, Jalen Moore.
Well, everyone knows who you are, Mr. Moore.
Everybody.
As the superstar point guard of Oakland University for the past 3 years. But we're here today to, let them know even more about you. And I think the best way we do that is honestly just starting from back in the day. Starting when you were young, even shorter than you are now. Young cat. And from what we've heard, we've talked about this. We played baseball. We played wiffle ball last summer, actually, and we were pretty solid at that. Were you played any other sports growing up? I'm assuming you played baseball or something like that.
Yep. Played baseball growing up, football. I was actually really good at football too.
Flag football, I'm assuming, because you're.
No.
Okay.
I was the running back. Shoulder pads, helmet, all that. Yes, I played football. I was actually good running back. I was small and just faster than everybody, and quick juke moves. So, then I got to 7th grade and they moved me to tight end.
Yikes.
And I said,
what kind of thought?
I'm 4'5".
Exactly. In 7th grade, they moved you to tight end?
And I had to block people.
Yeah.
People just
How big was your team?
Dude, we were pretty solid.
So you had decent sized people, and they put you at tight end.
Hold on, because
we went undefeated.
I know what Cloverdale football is like now.
It wasn't.
I know what Cloverdale.
It wasn't Cloverdale, but.
Oh yeah.
What made me really quit is the helmet they gave me.
You got a bucket?
They gave me the freaking lineman helmet, the one that was like this. I said, yeah, that's
because you were on there. You're down there blocking at tight end. You're a block first tight end.
I said, no, that's it. But yeah,
So did you play? You did all these sports at the same time, or were you?
Yeah, I was a 3-sport athlete guy.
Okay.
I played baseball. Actually, better at baseball than I was basketball.
Did you play baseball in high school at all?
No, I stopped playing baseball when I moved out to Cloverdale.
Okay.
I just wanted to focus on basketball.
So you moved from, where did you move from before? Where were you at before Cloverdale?
I was at Decatur.
Okay. How far is that from? That's in this close to the city?
Yeah.
Okay. Indianapolis for those.
Yeah, Indianapolis. And then we moved out to Cloverdale my 8th grade year, which is halfway between Indianapolis and Terre Haute.
Okay.
Who was the best athlete out of the three brothers growing up? For those who don't know.
What do you mean as an athlete?
I'm talking best. Because I know Marquise played baseball, right?
He played baseball and basketball.
And then what did
Will played baseball.
Shout out Will. Happy birthday.
It is.
Moneybag
As
Will.
the day we're recording this, it's Big Bag Will's birthday, so happy birthday.
Happy birthday, brother.
Good people. Good people.
I mean, of course I was the best at basketball. Will was the best at baseball, and he could have went professional, but he didn't go to college because of a girl. He didn't want to leave his girl. Keith, he just really never put in the work. I just don't think he really cared about the game for real. He cared about video games. He was really good at video games. So back in the day, if like streaming was popular as it is now, he would be rich.
So was he gaming on like a PC or?
No, he was gaming on his Xbox, but he was legit. He still is legit.
Like for like COD or any game he could play.
Gears of War, COD.
Okay.
He was really good at Fortnite too.
Yeah, so if he could stream back then, he'd be.
Yeah, if he had if streaming was as popular as it was now back then he definitely would have.
You game at all?
I do a little bit
Every day.
He
games every day.
A little bit.
You guys do
Not
live
every
together.
day.
You catch him.
But the thing with me
on
is when I
fourth.
game, I play for 30 minutes.
That's
and
true.
I'm
You can't
off
play it.
It's short
because
spurts.
I hate I can't be on the game.
That's what Chris is like. You like that at all? I don't really ever know you.
I'm off the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've never seen you.
I'm completely off the game.
It's
You gotta put.
Am I not off the game, dude? I'm never on the game.
I don't know. I swear you guys
cut
are.
that out and then put that in there. With it.
I'll bring something up that is an elephant in the room.
Oh gosh.
So 3-sport athlete. You said you stopped playing in high school.
When the kids got too big.
8th grade when I moved. It was started first.
So talk to me about your AAU career, because some say that Jalen, and granted I didn't play high level AAU basketball, but some say that Jalen Moore was dodging smoke and wasn't
lacing them up for travel teams. We just heard this through the grapevine.
What's up with that?
Obviously not our words. We heard that we know Indiana basketball is top-notch basketball, and
So this is what happened. I played AAU my freshman year. After my freshman year, and the AAU team I was on, it was boo-boo. It was trash. It was more about just one person really.
Yep.
And it was just basically everything ran through him. So every trip down, it was just give him the ball and get out the way, or give him the ball and let him shoot. So I'm like, that ruined my AAU experience. And then my dad told me, it was like, you can pick up bad habits from AAU. And I feel like I was going to start picking up bad habits, just running up and down the court and not playing defense for real because I didn't care.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not getting the ball on offense. So.
I feel like that's, unless you're like a superstar going through AAU or like playing on a smaller team, like that's really what AAU is. Especially now, because everyone's just trying to play for the social media mixtapes and stuff like that.
I feel like it was just more important for me to just work on my game in the summer, and it definitely paid off.
So you said you played it up until your freshman year, or just one time your freshman year?
No, I just played one time my freshman year.
Yeah, it just was not
and
moved.
I paid like $800 to run up and down the court and get conditioning.
Yeah.
So I can do that.
Elite working out.
I can do that in the gym by myself.
Everyone knows you averaged dang near 40 points a game dang near 100 points a game your senior year of high school. That's the story everyone has heard about, but they don't really know how you got to that point. I feel like obviously no one just assumes or like just thinks it came out of nowhere. Obviously they know you worked hard, but what got you to that point? Because I'm assuming you weren't averaging 40 points a game every one of your years in high school.
No, so my first year I averaged 4 points a game.
Were you on varsity all 4 years? Or?
Yeah,
Dude,
so I played a little bit of.
Get some pictures of this guy on here though, because you don't understand
I
how
was a baby.
small he was.
I was a baby. It looked like I was like in 5th grade freshman year. So freshman year I played a little bit of JV at the beginning of the year, and then played varsity. Definitely should have been starting varsity over some players.
This is your freshman year?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was so small, like they just was like probably scared. So yeah, freshman year I averaged 4 points, and that's when I really started taking basketball more serious towards the end of my freshman year. I started really working on my game in the mornings with my assistant coach, Coach Rady, who was my head coach all throughout my high school career after that. And we were in the gym 6:30 a.m. in the morning before school, just working on game stuff. Like stuff that I was actually getting in the game. So it was really just catch and shoots off of our set plays. So I honestly just started falling in love with it because the results was like it was paying off, and I was actually hitting shots in the game, and I was getting those shots that we was working on.
So you started to just realize what you're putting in, you're getting out.
Yeah,
it's not,
for sure.
It's not
And
just
I've
all
always
talk.
been a big believer of that ever since then. You know, what you put in is definitely what you're going to get out.
I mean, 40 points a game is crazy though.
Yeah, how does that like? Because it's like that's like a job.
Get there.
I'm sorry, but 40 points a game is crazy.
Anyway, yeah, it is. Okay.
So, sectional time came, which I don't know how it is here. It goes sectional, regional, semi-state,
So,
state.
okay, so it sounds like sectionals is like districts. Yeah.
So
From you Michigan listeners.
Yeah. So sectionals, we were playing Covenant Christian, and I hit 2 big-time threes. We haven't won sectionals in I don't know how long. And this was the year, like, okay, we got my brother on the team, we got my cousin on the team, we got me on the team, we got Cooper Niece on the team. Like, we got a squad. So I hit 2 big-time threes, and it was just lit. Like, the whole place went crazy because I was literally like 5'3", I think, 5'2", and I don't know, it was just lit.
Yeah.
And so we won sectionals, we went to regionals, and we played all black team. And in Cloverdale, it's
Like the uniforms are all black.
no brother. We played brothers.
Oh.
So Cloverdale is a predominantly white school. Everybody knows that, and I think that was our first time playing in predominantly black school. Like the whole team was black.
Okay.
And I don't know how long. So I feel like people were nervous because I think it's normal.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely normal for white people to get nervous when they play black people. I don't know why.
Especially,
we probably don't want to put that in there.
Right on. We're good. Keep going.
We probably don't want to put that in
Keep
there.
going.
But it's true because people, like, my teammates told me, like, I'm scared. I'm like, why? I don't know. They just
That's
terrified me.
crazy.
they said
Black
this to
dudes
you.
with-
They told you
I'm
that.
Yes,
sorry,
black
dude.
dudes with dreads and 6'9".
This
And-
Cloverdale, Indiana for you.
Yeah. So, anyways, in regionals, I held my own. I actually played really good. I was one of the best players on that floor at that time. Sophomore year came, and that's when I really just like took it to the next level. I went from 4 points to 18 points a game, and I had more of a green light. Like it was mine and Cooper's team, so everything ran through me and him, and it was just basically, do whatever we got to do to win. So it went from 18 points to junior year was 27 points. And we never made it to we won sectionals every year and went to regionals every year and lost the first game. And I'm thinking like this is the year like we can win regionals because we had a good team and the role players fed off of us. Like their energy and our energy was just they fed off of us. So I'm like, okay, this is the year we can definitely go pretty far. If we make it out of regionals, all we have to do is win 2 more games.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just think about it, like I feel like that's easy. Like just 1 game at a time,
Yeah.
All right.
and you can really just shock the world in 1 game, semi-state, and then you get the state, and it's just like just take it from there.
Were those
So-
games? Was your semi-state and state at the same venue, or are they at different places?
No, different places. They were at different high schools, and then state was at Bankers Life, which is the Pacers arena.
Okay.
So
Oh.
junior year, yeah, we didn't make it out of the first game, which we should have. We were up, I think, like 10 or 12, and we just blew the lead. So senior year, Cooper left and went to Butler. He committed to Butler, and everybody's thinking we're going to be sad, like because Cooper left because I averaged 27. I think he averaged 27, 26. So it was like right there, like there's 27 points gone right there.
Mm-hmm.
So senior year, that's when I just really went crazy, like workout-wise. I'm talking 6 a.m. at the gym with my coach, working out, and we're doing, like, crazy work, like actual workouts, not just going there and shooting on the gun.
Yeah.
Not just going in there and just shooting 1 dribble, pull up, slow motion, mid-range stuff. So, yeah, 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m., just working out before school. School starts at 8. I'm done working out 7:50, 7:55, and I'm ready for class. First period, I have strength and conditioning class, which is it's like a PE class, but it's a weightlifting class. So I lift first period with my strength coach, which he was our assistant coach on the team, and he played at ISU. And he was one of the top scorers at ISU, so he knows. He knows basketball. Dude's got a burner.
Yeah.
And he's strong. Like, he knows all about weightlifting, stuff like that. So I'm working out with him, and then after school, I work out with him again, do another lifting. And I'm talking about, it's crazy stuff. It's like you got to do like 20 pull-ups in a row. And in high school, like, it's kind of hard, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, I don't think I could do more than 2 pull-ups in high school.
So it's like, and I'm talking about 100 push-ups. Like, you got to do 50 in a row. It's crazy stuff. Like, it's literally an army workout.
I was gonna say, is it mostly like body weight stuff, or are you like were you actually lifting weights as well?
I was actually lifting too.
Okay.
Each day it was different, but it was.
This is before like 3:00.
And we have a notebook of all the workouts that I did, and it's like a stack, and it's just crazy. It was mind blowing because I didn't know he was saving the workouts for the end of the year to show me this, and it was just like a book. It was just crazy. After that, I would go to the gym right after weights, and I would do a court workout, which I would do it on my own because Coach Rady, I don't know if he couldn't be in there at the time or what it was. You know, the high school rules are just crazy. So I would do a workout by myself, and it was mainly a lot of like ball handling and off the dribble, like finishes. You know, I would do some like pull-ups too, but I hated like chasing my ball.
Yeah.
So after school, I would go home and help my dad, like do some yard work or do something. You know, I wasn't just sitting around at home.
Yeah.
But I think that's made me a hustler to a person I am now, like a go-getter, to go out in the world and, you know, network myself.
Get stuff done because you're working hard, whether it was on the basketball court or
so
helping your dad with stuff.
It. And my dad's like that too. My whole family is, so I feel like that's helped me become who I am today. So I mean, I would do that. Sometimes I would nap after. I would do some yard work or something.
You love a good nap.
You do, bro.
Nap
every day, dang man.
You got to.
Them no alarm naps hit a little different.
Alarm.
I said I was gonna take one today and didn't.
No nap at all, or was it an alarm nap?
No nap at all. I was on the phone with agents.
We'll get to that later on, guys.
So, anyways, after I would do that, I would me and Coach Rady would go to the gym again. And it was another like hard workout. And this was like at 7:00 at night. It depended on him because on me too, because when I got my yard work done. But it also depended on him too because he had a family, and he would have dinner with his family or be spending time with his family. And sometimes I would go over there and eat with them, eat dinner with them, and then we'd go to the gym right after. But sometimes he would miss dinners, like he would miss meals because he was so committed to me, and his family was committed to me. Like, we love him this much, and we know like this is what you love to do. You both love to do this, so go to the gym and work out. So
yeah, that's what makes a great coach. Is someone who just genuinely wants the best.
He's a player. He's a player's coach. Like he gave. Like if it was not for him, I wouldn't know you guys. I would not be in this position. I mean,
that's why I gave him the shout out on senior night too, though, because like,
yeah,
I'm telling you, there's not coaches, not even especially at the high school level, but coaches in general that would like wake up 6:30 in the morning.
And this dude, he was coming to get me like 10 minutes away. He was coming to get me at 6:30 in the morning, and it was just like looking back on it, it's just like wow, like you said, like there's really no coaches. Like he's one of a kind.
It's hard to find.
It's
missing dinners with their family.
Yeah. So we would do another workout 7:00 at night or 9:00 at night. We'd be in the gym. If we work out at 9, we'd be in the gym until like 10:30. So I mean, it was a good long workout. After that, it was just go home, shower up, eat, go to bed, and it was literally a repeat. Like people say, like you guys know, it's your day is basically the same when you're in college. Like it's get up, practice, weights.
The same.
It's a schedule. Like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's the same set schedule. That's how it was with me in high school. It was just like the same thing over and over again. And I think a lot of people get burnt out and they get bored. Like it's just like, why am I doing this? Because you don't know if it's going to pay off or not. But I was so committed to it, and obviously it's paid off.
Yeah.
So senior year, that's just when I went crazy on the court, and I was honestly doing stuff on the court, and I'm just like, after I would make a move and hit a shot or something, I'd be like, wow. Like, I would surprise myself because, like, I didn't know that I could do that.
Yeah.
But once you put in so much work, everything comes natural.
Right.
So senior year, that's when I averaged 38. I scored 1,033 points alone senior year. It was the third most ever in high school in Indiana high school history.
Mm-hmm. It's like you're reading our sheet right here in front of us.
Yeah,
Got these
I don't
stats
know
and
what I
everything.
am on the list.
You
I
are.
gotta look.
You have.
I was 11th on the list. I don't know what I am now. I think I might be like 14, 13.
As of now, as of when you wrote these notes, which was a couple days ago, you're 12th.
12th
Most points scored in Indiana high school basketball history.
Indiana high school basketball is.
Oh, Indiana high school basketball is. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not biased, but it's probably the best high school basketball.
It is like the hallmark of basketball,
Yeah.
honestly.
It is. I'm be honest.
I'm not gonna go out and say it's the best all around.
It's up there.
I can't
Yeah.
pick one.
It's
but
up there.
It's
Yeah,
definitely when you
it's-
think of like basketball in general, you gotta think of.
If you think of high school basketball, it's definitely Indiana's in the topic.
Yep.
So yeah, senior year we were good. A lot of people didn't think that we'd be good. First
well,
game,
you basically picked up. Cooper's
I
the other
figured-
story. You just
yeah.
added it to yours.
And I mean the role guys who was playing with me. I think they seen me working out every day, and they're like, this dude's like working hard as like ever. And
Did you get
they
them?
picked up, like they followed my lead. And that's like when I knew, like, you know, you can lead people without talking. You know what I mean? You can lead by example, like with your actions.
Yep.
And I felt like they was like, I'm with this dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll do anything for this dude. So I mean, they picked it up big time the next year. We had guys step up. You can't beat a team by yourself. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Like eventually, like you just can't do it. So I mean, I had some decent players who helped me out.
So you averaged 38 your senior year, and I mean coming off 27, right? You said 27 your junior year. So what's going through your head when the offers aren't flying at the door?
Why did I work so hard? Like, it's just like, are you serious? Because I didn't even make the Indiana All-Star team, which was like, it was a big.
Like, I don't understand. You averaged 38 points.
It was a big, and it'll be different if we were terrible. Like if we didn't win.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, our record was good. Like we were winning. Yeah, it was a big thing on Twitter and all the social media that I didn't make it because it's like, what more could he have done? Like seriously.
Right.
I was the top leading scorer in our state. I was like top 5 in the country in points per game. And it's just like he took
And you're winning.
Yeah, he took a team that hasn't won a regional game in over like 40 years and they won it. Like I said, without arguably one of the best Cloverdale players to ever come through. It just like it was mind blowing, and I'm
That's
just like
Indiana basketball.
when I didn't get that, I'm just like, okay, they're screwing me. It's political,
Yeah, I feel like
definitely political. 'cause I
those
played
all-star
2A.
games and stuff. So I don't know. Like,
Now it's even
I-
crazier
I
because
played-
you just gotta have crazy clout on the gram.
Yeah,
to
for
get
sure.
in.
I got selected my junior year, Indiana All-Star,
Yeah, that's wild.
and then I'm like, okay, how I get selected my junior year, averaging 27, but senior year averaged 38, and we won more games. Like,
yeah.
doesn't add up. So when that didn't happen, I'm like, okay, they're gonna try to screw me. This is like, people tell me it's political. I'm like, yeah, it's definitely political. And then was getting no offers from nobody. Just had 2 or 3 JUCO offers. And I'm just like, at that point, I'm like, I just like really didn't want to play anymore. I'm just like, I put in all this work to get to Division I. No knock on no JUCO players, but
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
when you know you're a Division I player and you put in so much work and you done everything that you could have, and it wasn't enough. It's just like why did I do all this stuff?
So what eventually like had you decide to take that JUCO route since you were like?
I mean, you have D2 offers, like no offers.
No,
None.
none. I had no D2 offers, no D1 offers. I had a lot of D1 interest. but none of them offered me,
Yeah.
which was crazy. But
would you have gone D2 if you would have got a D2 offer or no?
no, I would have went JUCO first.
Because you knew you were good enough to play Division I, and you're like, I'm
and
gonna get
JUCO
there.
is a route that a lot of people take to get to D1.
Yeah.
And JUCO is like, after playing JUCO, it was one of the funnest times and the best times I've had. And the competition it's D1 competition.
Yeah.
But I knew I had to go JUCO when I took my SAT and failed it. Yep. I said, yeah, I got to go JUCO now.
What are we talking failing? Like you just got the points for your name?
Yeah, I missed it by a couple of points, but I couldn't retake it because I kept pushing it off.
Mm-hmm.
And I took the last one possible. And
said,
what's crazy is you don't even have to have your SAT to get into D1 now, or NCAA.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
there's so many ways around.
You don't have to take it no more.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's when I knew I had to go JUCO, and I knew that Olney was the right fit for me because their coach, Coach Mike Burris, he's with UND now, but he was my head coach. He literally came to, just say we had 30 games in high school. I don't know how many it was exact, but he came to probably 23 of them, 25 of them. And it's 2.5 hours away.
Yeah, I was going to say, where is Olney
And I don't even
located?
think he came to a home game. He traveled to away games that were farther than Cloverdale. Yeah.
Is Olney in Indiana?
No, Olney's in Illinois.
Illinois. Okay.
It's called Olney, Illinois.
Oh, okay.
Middle nowhere. Kind of like Cloverdale.
When you have this great relationship with that coach, and you're going there, were you like, as soon as you got there, like the number one option
like
for
you
your
were-
team?
you had
or were you up?
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely like the situation now. Just Coach Campy let me play my game. It was basically like that. I mean, average 38 points. You gotta let me. You gotta let me just play my game. You know,
Yeah.
You can't just try to put handcuffs on me my first year and tell me, "Hey, you're only playing 10 minutes and we want you to come here, but you're only playing 10 minutes." Like, I wouldn't even go if that's the case.
Yeah.
So, and I think I averaged 7 or 8 assists, and that was like top 3 or 4 in the JUCO country.
You were third nationally in total assists as a freshman.
Yeah. So, yeah, I had a pretty good freshman year, I believe. The stats would say,
Yeah.
and we were winning games too. We were pretty solid. And after freshman year, I didn't really have any offers D1, even though I had to go 2 years.
Yeah.
Right.
But you could still get interest. You know, they could still. But I got invited to the JUCO All-American camp or whatever. Went there. Didn't do too good because it was a weird camp. It was like, no knock on the camp. I just don't like playing camps.
I agree with that. I don't like those like selects.
Because I don't know any of these players. I don't know their games. I don't know how to put them in position. I don't know what they do well and what they don't do well.
Yeah.
So I'm a point guard on the team. I want the ball in my hand so I can make plays. And they got me running down the court as a shooter with a big bringing the ball up the court. And I'm just like, no. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So I didn't like it. And it's no knock to the camp. I mean, I think all camps are like that. Guys try to do way too much. And they expose themselves because that's not who they are as a player. So I went to the camp. There's so many D1 coaches there. Every coach. Except for Oakland.
Interesting.
So, yeah, did that camp, came back. Started sophomore year. That's when I started getting some offers. I think my first offer was Albany, and then Bethune-Cookman, and then this is when after that it started, like they say, when you get one offer you're gonna get more.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't think that's true, but phone started blowing up, and I started getting offers from everyone. And I think like my third or fourth offer was FIU. Which is Conference USA, which is Florida Atlantic's in the Final Four. They're from Conference USA.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, FIU, Miami.
That's your neck of the woods down there.
So I'm like, in my head, I'm just like, because I told myself I want to go somewhere, my next 2 years, I want to go somewhere warm where I can enjoy my 2 years, because I was in Olney, which is cold, in the middle of nowhere, and I just want to enjoy my last 2 years. So,
exactly why Oakland was the perfect fit.
Let me get to that.
I just had to say that before.
So Sophomore year, averaged, I believe, 22.
22.6, 6.2 assists, and 5 rebounds.
Yeah.
That'd be top 3 on your team in rebounds, probably. As
Yeah,
well.
I think I was top 2.
Yeah.
Whatever. Slight flex, whatever.
Yeah.
At what?
I was actually getting up.
5'2" in junior college. You were
Nope.
5'3".
JUCO? I was same size.
Jay, how tall are you for real?
5'11".
5'11"?
Yeah.
If I looked that up on Google right now, is that what it'll
It'd
say?
probably say 5'10". 5'10"
Let's
or
see.
11.
Gotta
Just
grow
got
the hair out a
measured
little
last week or 2 weeks ago. I was 5'11".
5'11". Wow.
Yeah.
Congrats.
bit.
Yeah.
Did you have shoes on?
Might as well say
No.
6 foot.
Did not have shoes
Might as
on.
well bump it up.
You also have a Wikipedia page, not
But
to be off topic, just to let you know you're kind of big time.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Anyway,
Yep.
sophomore year.
Yeah, so sophomore year, I had a pretty solid year. I mean, everything in my stats went up. I think we won more games as well.
You guys had over your 2 years there. You had a pretty solid record. You guys were 49-11.
Yeah.
In your 2 years there.
Yeah, so
Which
we
is-
didn't lose too many
didn't
games.
lose much.
But, yeah, I had a solid career at Olney, and I think it set me up for the offers. So how Oakland came in the picture was we were playing at Lakeland, and Coach Burrs told me, Oakland's going to be here to watch you play before the game. Oakland and somebody else. I forget who it was. So that's when Coach Smitty bonds.
Yes, sir.
That's when Coach Smitty, that's when I first met him after the game. And as he would tell the story, how he knew I was a fit is we started the game, and they're a man-to-man team. For some reason, they went to zone, start the game. And I seen him in zone, and I pull the ball back out, and I'm telling guys where to go. Get here, go there.
Like
cut through.
LeBron.
Yeah.
Master
Yeah.
facilitator.
Basically just a good
This is true point guard right
yeah,
there.
point guard, just getting your guys in position, what you're supposed to do. And as Smitty would say, yep, I knew he was the one right there when he did that. So, yeah, that's how Oakland came in the picture. And at this point, I had offers from a lot of places. I probably had 30 offers. My top 5 was Oakland, FIU, Purdue, Fort Wayne, South Alabama, and Appalachian State.
It's a good little top 5 right
it
there.
is.
Yeah. I mean, it's good conferences. Good teams, too.
So, all these was Oakland your last? Like in that top 5, was Oakland the last school to offer you out of the
Offer me?
schools?
Yes.
I was gonna say that's why I went to go in that direction of for this question was the time frame based off COVID because you
Okay.
couldn't go on any of these visits of these
Yeah.
schools. So I didn't know when I asked if Oakland was last offer. I just knew that you couldn't go and visit here. I didn't know if you could visit the other schools.
Yeah.
But it sounds like for your top 5, you couldn't really do anything.
So
but
for
Zoom
my
call.
top 5, I only visited South Alabama.
Okay.
So I visited South, a beautiful campus. Good coach. I still talk to the coach. Good dude. I went there. They wanted me to commit on spot, and I couldn't do it because it's
You can't.
I can't because I need to go to these other schools and
Yeah.
see.
That's what they do.
South Alabama's a good school.
Yeah.
Good basketball program. So next, I'm in the airport on the way back, texting the FIU coach like, "Yo, set the visit up. I'm coming to
coming to
FIU.
Miami.
That's my spot.
I want to come on a visit ASAP.
Facts.
Which is crazy because when I was at South Alabama, the whole team, we had a little, the whole team was there at the coach's house. We all were eating and stuff or whatever. And they canceled their tournament because of COVID. So they're sick because they were a good team at the time. I think they were top 2 or top 3 in their league, and they're we're going to win this because they were on a 10-game win streak. And they shut it down. We're watching TV and they're on the news talking about conference Sunbelt. The Sunbelt Conference has canceled their tournament, and everybody's just canceling one after one after one after one. And it's
You're I better text this FIU coach. I'm coming to
so
Miami.
I'm
Now. I'll give you the flight now.
I'm yo, everything might about to shut down. So I text him when I get to the airport, yo, set the visit up for such and such a day, which was 2 days. 2 days later. He's all right, we're about to set it up right now. He texts me back an hour later, yo. I'm what up? You get it set up? He nah, man, you can't come. They shutting everything down. Airports are starting to shut down at this point.
nah.
You're I'll drive over from South Alabama right now.
Honestly.
They're nobody can be on campus. They're sending everybody home, the players. They're sending them home. Nobody's on campus. They're shutting down the restaurants. He's dude, they're shutting down everything. And I'm there's no way I can come
on a visit. Like, there's no way at all that you
Listen,
can
you don't have to-
that I
You don't
can
have to
get
say
that.
I'm there.
Like, there's no way I can get there at all. Like, he's like, dude, they're shutting down NCAA rules. They're shutting down everything. So I didn't get to go on any visits except for South Alabama. At this point, I'm doing virtual visits, and who I know really wanted me was IPFW. The virtual visit they did, crazy.
Elite.
It was like
How does that like look?
Dude, it was like an hour and a half virtual visit.
Are they walking a laptop around campus?
Bro, check this out. So, it's a video, and it's like an hour and a half long video, and it's a Zoom call,
All right.
but it's a video. You share your screen. So, me and my dad were on the Zoom in his room. We're watching on the TV, and these dudes make a whole video. They drive to the airport.
No.
They drive to the airport. They open the door. Hey, what's up, Jalen? Nice to finally meet you, man.
Holy smokes.
Bro, it's legit. It's like they're actually picking me up from the airport. We're in the car. We're going back to campus. They're talking. You know,
Wait, this is like a pre-recorded video they did?
Yes, this is pre-recorded.
Were you
No,
talking to the video?
They're talking in the video. You know, this is such and such. We're going to go over here to this place. I hope you're liking campus so far. This is where the players stay at as we're driving. I'm just like, yo, they went all out, yo.
Seriously.
So at this point, I said, I'm making my decision tonight. This was a week later, maybe. I'm making my decision at 8 p.m. And at this point, I cut it to 2. I cut it to FIU and Oakland. And
How did we get to that point?
Yeah, because
based off
from what I'm hearing is like
It was
you
like-
were like
so,
Oakland's
okay,
out.
yes. How we got to that point was the other schools, I looked at their rosters and stuff, and I just didn't feel comfortable. FIU, not FIU, Appalachian State had, you know, some guards coming back who were juniors, and they were averaging like 14 points and stuff like that. So I'm like, you know, I don't want to take a risk of going in there and playing behind somebody and playing 15 minutes a game and being a role player and not having the ball in my hands to make plays. And this was basically every school except for IPFW. IPFW, they had Godfrey. I didn't know nothing about him really. All I know is that he was a scorer.
Right.
He was how tall? He's 6'4",
6'4", bro.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like, okay, the ball's gonna be in his hands most of the time, and yeah. So at this point, I kind of marked him out a little bit, and I talked to my dad, and I'm like, Dad, like I want to go to FIU, and he's like, why? And I told him why, like, you know, I want to go there because I want to enjoy my last 2 years. It's a nice spot. It's in South Beach, Miami. It's the third biggest school in the country, I believe, 53,000 students. Like, you know, I want to network
Right.
myself and be around people and have fun.
Mm-hmm. Emphasis on the fun.
And he knows, like, son, you're not going to be focused. Like, all them people, it's going to be parties, South Beach, Miami. Like, it's not a good fit for you. Not that I'm a party person. Like, you
Yeah.
guys know that.
There's
but-
just be a lot more distractions.
yeah, it's a lot of more distractions. So he's like, son, Oakland has put out 3 NBA players, like point guards. Like, what are you thinking? And he's like, son, Miami will always be there. You go to Oakland, you ball out for 2 years, you do your thing, you go play professional, you get some good money. Then you can move to Miami. You know, it's always going to be there. You're still going to be young. So at this point, like, I'm taking that into consideration. I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what school I want to pick. At this point, I'm like, I'm about to push the commitment date back because I'm like, I don't know what I want. I don't know what school I want to go to. So I talked to Campy, I think for the first time maybe that day.
When you were pushing the date back?
Yeah, I didn't push it back.
Okay.
But I talked to him, I think, that day. I think I might have talked to him one day before that or something. Or couple times before that. But it was like short conversation. You know how Campy is.
Oh yeah. In and out.
And we was on FaceTime one time actually, and the dude was like, he had a cigar, and he was on his balcony. And if you commit right now, I'm firing this cigar up. And like me and my dad are just cracking up. Because you know his voice. Like, I've never met this dude, and his voice is just like, if you commit. And I'm just like dying laughing.
You got a pretty solid Campy.
It really is. It is.
So, anyways, I talked to Campy, and I'm being 100 with him. I'm like, yo, coach, I never spoke to none of the assistants. Like, what's going on? You know, every other school that I've talked to all the assistants, the strength coach, academic advisors, you know, everything. Like, what's going on? Like, do you guys really want me? I'll get you on the phone with them right now. So he hangs up. Tony Jones calls me. And T. Jones, you know, you know how T. Jones, he's just talking and, you know, being real. You know, T. Jones is a real dude. Yeah, so that day of me committing, a couple hours before was my first time talking to the assistants.
And it sounds like really talking to Campy. Like,
yeah, that was like my
deep
full
combo.
time, like, you know, like, camp, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, well, I haven't talked to any of the assistants or anything. Like, so committing at 8 p.m. At this point, 7:50 comes around, and bro, I'm so serious. I'm like, I don't know what school,
That's
FIU or Oakland. So I had my boy make me 2 commitment things, FIU and Oakland. And 7:59 comes, and I'm at my brother's house, Will's. I'm like, bro, I don't know where I want to go. Like, what do you think? He's like, dude, it's up to you. It's your decision. I'm like, bro, I'm about to push this back. I don't know. Like, I need some more time. He's like, dude, you already told everybody you're committing. Like, everybody knows. Like, they're waiting. Even the coaches.
yeah.
They're like, okay, we're going to be waiting on your Instagram post at 8 p.m.
Yes.
So I think IPFW texts me at 7:55. The coach, Coach Kaufman. He's like, 5 more minutes, can't wait. And I'm just like, buddy, you're out the
equation. Exactly.
You're out. Oh, so
No, he's a coach. I
which
know.
is crazy is I go to post it. So at this point, I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to Oakland. Like, I'm going to take my chances. And, you know, they've had some great point guards come out of there. They, you know, I feel like it's a point guard school to help me develop to where I want to get.
Yeah.
And I go to post the commitment, and it's a video. I don't know if you guys seen it or not.
I'm sure we did.
Yeah, it's a video. So I go to post it. I'm watching the video to make sure, you know.
The thing where, like, it's your only uniform and it turned into
Yeah.
the Oakland one?
I can
Yeah.
kinda
I remember
picture
this
it in my mind.
vividly.
Yeah. And I go to post it, and I'm watching the video, and it switches from my Olney jersey to FIU. I'm like, oh, that's the wrong one. So, like, if I would have actually posted that, I would have had to go to FIU because there were 2 videos in my camera roll right next to each other, and I thought I clicked.
And
on
they
the
both
Oakland
start the same because
yes,
you're in an
they
only
both
jersey.
start the same. The only thing that's different is just the jerseys at the end.
Yeah.
So I look at them, like, oh, that's the wrong one.
You're like,
Is it the wrong one? Is that God telling me, hey, just do it? So, anyways, I put the Oakland one on there, and yeah, that's how I came to Oakland.
does it ever
The first time Campy seen me when we had that meeting outside, remember, at the track?
Yep.
This guy, you know, I go up and shake his hand, like,
Yeah.
nice to meet you, coach. That's his first time ever seen me in person.
Yeah.
And because of COVID. Holy you're smarter than I thought you were. And I'm just like, this guy already don't with me.
There, but when you met Campy for the first time and you had that feeling of not really, you guys didn't click right away, is like what you kind of felt with based off that interaction. From me and Blake's point of view, we talked about this when we were writing up the show, is even though you say it may have felt like that, we think he had ultimate faith in you as a player, as point guard, especially when you started playing those games.
1,000%. I'll take it
Yeah.
over you too.
Even in practice too, like, I feel like it was so much different because it was basically him handing me the keys, and he had so much, like you said, he had faith in me, and it was just like, Because I still remember practice, bro. I was fucking up. Like, I was trying to adjust to it because it was different. You know, his style of play is kind of different, and it's hard to get adjusted to right away.
Especially for the point guard.
Yeah.
Especially for the point guard.
Because everything's your fault if you're the point guard.
Yeah.
If you're not in the right position, it's my fault. If you're not running the right length of the whatever, it's my fault.
Yeah. I'll say this, though. I knew, and like Trey said, we talked about this when we were kind of talking about what we wanted to say. I knew Campy mess with you and granted, it was a messed up time because we had quarantine and like I'm not gonna talk about my stats the first 9 games of our first season,
rough time
but your
period.
first season here. We start off like 0-9, and I remember you could fly by everybody, especially like in transition. You were getting by everybody, and then you would just get that shit beat off the glass. And it was like
we were playing Xavier.
We were playing
Xavier
big dudes,
Purdue.
and it had nothing to do like. And the thing that
And granted, like, we did not know what we were doing.
Bro, we were in
offensively.
freaking quarantine for a month. We came back. All right, you guys are playing Xavier, Purdue, and Michigan.
Yeah,
it was just like, what are we doing?
But
We're
this is
gonna
what
get
I'm saying,
more.
though. That's what I'm saying. Like, I remember Campy was freaking out, and he was having like meetings with the donors and stuff. And I just remember him saying like, understand like K Felder's first couple games. Like it took him a minute to adjust, and obviously we know the career you had, and like, I mean, we went to the Horizon League tournament that year, led by you. That's what I'm gonna say, championship. So basically, what I want to know is kind of what your mindset was, especially those first 9 games, or first like 11 or 12. I think we were 2-11 to start.
Something
Yeah.
wild like that.
Like, what's your
0-9
mindset going through? Because obviously you're coming off, and I'm not saying you had 9 terrible games. Like, you definitely showed up in games. But what is your mindset going through? Like, I just came off, scoring 27 junior year in high school, 38, and then 19, 26, and then you're at the Division I level, and we start like this. Like, walk me through kind of what you were going through
I was
during that time.
frustrated because it's not even about the stats, really. It was about us losing, and I've never been on a losing team.
And how we were losing.
Yeah, and we were getting blown
So
out,
bad.
and nobody knew. It was just like one-on-one basketball. It was just because we didn't practice that much together. We really didn't have that many plays. It was more like, you come down transition, you got a shot, you take it. We didn't know each other. We didn't know how to play with each other because the team was a whole new team, basically.
Yeah. What, did you guys have like 5 people come back from your
Oh,
year before
yeah.
that?
It was a whole new
And
team.
Kevin didn't play.
Yeah.
So you got to mark him out of the equation.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't play
It was
much.
like me, Rashad, Dan.
I guess those were the 3 people that played because then you had
That's
Inu,
it.
Kevin, and Yusuf, but
Yeah.
they didn't play that much that
That's
year.
all who really played.
And we didn't like, you have to, they don't understand the COVID. Like, you
Like, yeah,
could you could only have 5 people in the locker room at one time.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to build a bond when you can't? Well, we're
Exactly.
practicing for 2 hours, we're going home.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to get into the COVID rules because like we
Yeah.
practiced on the court and then you couldn't go on the. But like
back
it's just,
back to what he was
yeah.
feeling during that time.
Yeah, I was just frustrated because we were like losing, and I'm like, we fucking suck. Like, we're terrible. And I feel like I played pretty good some games, like the Michigan game, the Purdue game. I had confidence. Like, after those games, I'm like, okay. Because the first 2 games, the whole Xavier trip was just like terrible. And
Yeah, but-
nobody played good, really. And it was just like,
I was just happy to be on the court.
like when I was playing, I'm like, holy, these dudes are huge.
Xavier was dude.
Bro, the
Xavier
point
was
guard's
Xavier,
6'5".
yeah.
Xavier
and,
was different.
and dudes guarding me. The Xavier point guard's guarding me, and I just couldn't get around him. Like, he was hitting me with the arm bar, and I'm like,
Dude,
dude's-
quads are like this big. I'm not
yeah,
trying to
like
Okay.
no, they were huge. They were some strong dudes.
They were though. They were.
But I just had to adjust to it. Really, I knew I could adjust to it, and that's my first time ever playing against high competition. Like, that's a good school,
Mhm.
Xavier. Even Bradley is a good school. Yeah, I was frustrated. I'm just like, dude, we suck. Like, please don't tell me we're going to just be one of these, because I've seen those teams growing up, like college basketball teams who's only won 3 or 4 games the whole season. I'm like, they're terrible. And not knowing that I was going to be in that situation, 0-9.
Right.
And we lost to UIC. I think our first 2 Horizon League games.
Yeah,
at
that one.
UIC.
That one hurt even more because that first game was the one we should have won.
Yeah, we were up 15.
Something
Like we
like
were
that.
up big, and they came back and won. And
That was back then we played back to back in the league.
Yeah.
So like next day you
It's
come in,
terrible.
you're like just sad that you just went
These
through
dudes
that.
are playing
Yeah.
40 minutes too.
Yeah, we're not gonna. Everyone knows you don't sit out very often.
yeah,
So playing those back to back games, and we played a lot of overtime games that
We
first year
did.
too. So
A
you were
lot.
averaging
I
probably
think
like
we played 3 or 4 maybe overtime games.
something crazy. So you're playing dang near 45 minutes every now and then.
Yeah, I remember we played. I think it was back to back overtime games.
Robert Morris, I think.
Yeah, and I played the whole game the first time.
It was double overtime. One of those. You had a 50
Yeah,
minute
yeah,
game that
that's
year.
what I remember.
And then the next game, I'm like, bro, I am tired. Like I just played 50 minutes and it was a dog fight. And then coming out and it's a close game the whole game.
Yeah.
The next game and I'm just like, it's crunch time and I'm like fuck, my body is just tired, it's banged up. Like, you know me, I always get banged around, like
Yeah.
knocked on the ground because people are bigger than me. But it was just like, jeez, these back-to-backs are not it. But I liked it too because in and out road trip.
It's that-
You're there and you're
same,
gone.
Yeah,
Come on,
same
man.
schedule every single week. There's
Yeah.
nothing swapped. Like I don't know, not random games on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
Right.
You're playing
Yeah, the
Friday,
Saturday,
Saturday,
Sunday.
and
And you're
you're
back.
back
Friday,
Sunday.
Saturday.
So we're there Thursday, Friday, and
I
then
mean,
we're back Saturday.
Still a long weekend, but you're home from Monday to Thursday.
Yeah,
which is
I mean
nice.
you're
Sunday
yeah.
most times.
Yeah, I
Or,
mean
yeah,
we're
Sunday
we're,
night.
we're there Thursday, Friday, and then we're back Saturday after the game
Yeah.
because we never stay the night in any hotel the game after.
Not even if we have to fly back from
Yeah.
Oklahoma State or Green Bay or something like that.
Man, it's crazy. They're going to. I think now they're going to even longer spreads. Like I think we're gonna play some Thursday Sundays and some Wednesday
Yeah, I
Saturdays.
seen they're doing like a new platform thing or something.
So we're gonna be gone for the whole week, or
Honestly,
Yep.
I'm gonna just get that text from Colin that says, "Here's the weekly schedule."
Here's an itinerary.
Yeah.
Exactly, and I'm gonna just be like, "So then we'll go."
yeah, no man. Get to the championship game. Obviously, we fell short. Cleveland State.
And you took this as actually. I want you to hear how you say this.
I wasn't even gonna bring it up.
I'll bring it up. You took this opportunity to take a picture that we all know very
No,
well.
I mean, he did take the picture.
I didn't take the picture. I mean, I
You
didn't know
knew-
somebody would. I didn't. The gym was cleared.
I
It was
mean,
just me and Mike. Micah was out there too. So was Cove and Christian
oh,
Curran.
we know.
Oh, we know, but
No,
you know,
I'm
someone
just
looked really distraught. You know,
I'm not gonna lie.
squatting down.
Pictures hard.
It is tough.
It is. It is. I didn't see it until like a week later, maybe.
It was someone's
And-
profile picture for about a year and a
it
half.
Might
was.
still be.
I actually seen that picture, and I mean, cause I honestly did want to soak it in. Like,
Yeah,
like bro, like started off 0-9, like beat the odds at even coming D1, led the country in assists, averaged 18, started off 0-9, got this far. Like I wanted to soak all that in, everything.
First
Yeah.
year,
You know,
too.
yeah,
First
first year.
year.
Like we had guys that didn't even get to practice together for 2 weeks. Like it was just terrible. It was just a terrible start to our season.
yeah.
And I want to soak in all the good and all the bad. And that was just a moment of me just like, wow, like you came far, we came far. But look, it's not us. Like you got to
Yeah.
do more.
Yeah.
So I was just soaking it in, and I mean, somebody got the picture, and I'm like, damn, that's dope. I'm definitely gonna post it.
Leave
no
him-
doubt.
let
No
us
doubt.
secure it,
That's a
please,
dope
no.
picture.
So after that moment, you're sitting after everything you just said and the season you had. Was I have to ask, like, was
Transfer?
Yeah, was the transfer portal a thought? Was it a? I mean, obviously it's a thought, especially nowadays. It's just
Yeah.
like you have to
Oh.
reflect.
Especially after that year.
It was definitely a thought because, like, I knew I could play at the top of the top because
Yeah.
I led the country in assists. No disrespect, I had a mid-major.
Oh yeah,
Like, imagine what I could do at a high major if I got more people around me, bigs I can, like, drive in and just throw a lob to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a thought, but then again, I was like, I've had success here. Like, people know my name. I opened a lot of people's eyes this year. And I'm like, why not do it again? Like, why not just come back and, you know, kill again? And
Yeah.
then just win the championship? Because that was my goal, too. My goal, and I told Campy, I'm like, I'm not going to leave. And if I get a championship, you know, I might.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, but if I don't get a championship, I'm not leaving. Because
Yeah.
I'm not the one who runs from the work.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a lot of people run from the work. They shit don't go their way, and they just, like, run from it. And
Yeah.
they blame others. when it's really you. Like, you got to look yourself in the mirror.
It's hard too when you play. If you're playing a lot of minutes, obviously everything's situational. So I'm not even gonna.
Yeah.
But if you're playing a lot of minutes, and you jump in the transfer portal, it's like, yo, you were playing though.
Exactly, and
You know what I mean?
that's one of the main reasons why I didn't, because I didn't want to go to a high major and play 14, 15 minutes a game. Because let's be real, you're not playing 15 minutes at a time. If you're playing 15 minutes total, you're playing 4 or 5 at a time. You can't get no rhythm.
Yeah.
And there's going to be games where you can't make nothing, 2-3 games straight, and then maybe your minutes start decreasing even more. And then somebody on your team might start playing better. And I'm not the hater type of person. I want everybody to have success.
Yeah.
But it's like, why would I leave Oakland playing what? I led the country in minutes played. I led the country in assists. Like, why would I leave?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The blueprint is there. Like, just stay there, have success again, win more games this year. Like, can't start off 0-9 because, like, you got your stats, but you got to win.
Yeah.
Like, don't nobody care about your stats if you're not winning.
Exactly.
So I was like, yeah, I ain't going to do it. And then,
We got a big time.
yeah, we got
transfer
Jamal. And I didn't think we was going to get him, because they be lying.
Dude, I didn't
Did you-
think the entire summer because he couldn't play.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, dude, this guy's not playing with us. Like,
Yeah.
I honestly didn't until he was on the court practicing with us. I was like, dude, he's not playing.
Even before he got here, I didn't even know there was talks of even getting him. I'm assuming you had some idea that they were trying to get him, or
Yeah.
was it like a
I knew Cove was saying that we got him. He said he's coming.
uh-huh.
And I'm like, is he? Is he really? And he's like, yeah, he's coming. And I'm like, all right. And he posted it. He's like, I'm coming home. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, we got him. I didn't know how good he actually was.
No idea.
I didn't
I'm
either.
thinking this dude is just somebody I could throw a lob to, and
Yeah.
he can knock down shots. Because at Marquette, that's all they had him doing.
Yeah.
That they put him in the corner, he knocked down shots, and he would get lobs. And dudes, and I'm watching this film like, I can't wait to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can actually get 3-4 more assists a game just off of lobs from him. And then we started playing together, and I'm like,
Yeah.
he's
when
actually
y'all know? Because I knew first open gym. When we had
Yeah.
our first open gym, I knew.
yeah. I'm like, he's actually way more than just a jumper or a spot up shooter. Like he's
Can
he's
really
that
do it
guy.
all.
Yeah, he's that guy. He can
6'7",
post you.
6'8".
He could take you off the dribble. He would dunk on you. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be a fun year.
It was just cool watching, like, he could dunk from all angles.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean-
catch it here, the basket's there, and he can just jump and dunk.
That one practice that year, it was like that B-Cam clinic, I think it was. And we were doing, I forgot if it was I think it was pro drill or one of those transitions. You threw him this lob that he caught behind
Yep.
the side of the
Yep.
Dude, I
backboard.
remember that.
And he like dunked it from behind the backboard. And I was just like, this is going to be an entertaining year.
Yeah, I remember that.
We're gonna get
I
some,
couldn't believe, because when I threw it, I'm like, no way,
Yes.
no way. Damn, that's a bad pass. And he caught it. I'm like, okay, he caught it, but he ain't gonna
Let's
finish
see if he
it.
can land in bounds, maybe.
That's why, like, during
And
the
then he
games,
just
too,
finished
man.
it. I'm just like, yo, this dude bounces different.
I threw him one in the game, and I thought
yeah.
it was soared over him. And he went up and got it, and I was like, okay.
I want to stay on this transfer topic because obviously you had those feelings after your first year. I don't want to dive all the way into that second season. I feel like most people, that's when people started getting back to knowing Oakland basketball after the COVID year, just because it was hard to kind of follow us then. Last year, we got Jamal, so I feel like people, they know kind of what happened. You know, we started out super hot and then finished under where we wanted to finish. You having an extra year, Jamal was done. That was his 5th year. With the COVID, you were able to have another year of basketball. Was the decision to stay that year harder for you than deciding to stay your first year here?
For sure. Way harder. Especially with the NIL too.
Because it wasn't really crazy after the first
wasn't.
year.
It wasn't, because I had some deals
Uh-huh.
that year. Nothing crazy. That was the first year, so it was like kind of getting out there, and I just see these guys are just getting paid.
Allegedly.
Like, they're getting big time money to go. Like, they're getting big time money to go to school. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's going on, but
But they're getting funded.
they're getting
Yeah.
it. So I'm looking at it. I'm like, yo, this dude got this, and this dude averaged this.
That's the biggest thing looking at it is like you see what what the product is versus what they're getting
They're
paid.
just
Yeah,
throwing
and
money,
it was
dude.
just like I'm just like, hold on, if he's getting 500, no, I
led
should
the
be.
nation in assists.
Yeah, I should be, and I came second in assists this past.
And I was
year.
hurt the whole
You know,
year.
it's about a broken wrist the whole time.
Yeah, so I'm like, hold on, I should definitely, okay, I can get paid, but then again, I'm like, I don't want to go get money and mess up my opportunity of getting money later on in life.
Yeah.
Because all money's not good money. Like, and you can blow through that money quick. Like, it's a lot of money, but at the same time, it's not. Because
We're not talking like generational wealth.
yeah, I mean,
You're not retiring
If
off
you
of
get
a-
500 bands, like, that's a lot of money as a young.
You're right.
Oh.
Yeah.
But then again, you're gonna blow it too if you ain't got the right mindset. Like me, I got the right mindset where I would blow it.
You're pretty good at the money.
But I would definitely, enjoy it. Like I would have bought me a new whip. I would have, got some jewelry. Got me and my brother some jewelry.
No doubt.
Definitely would have put money into stocks though, because I've already done that before any NIL. I was doing that in high school.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, I can go get paid. But then at the same time, I'm like, my wrist is fucked up. Like I don't know how it's gonna heal. I don't know if I'm gonna need surgery because the doctors are telling me, yeah, your ligaments are tore pretty bad because you played the whole year, half the year, like with torn ligaments. So they're like, we still might have to do surgery after the cast if it doesn't heal up. And I'm in the cast for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why don't we just do surgery now? That way, if I do have to get surgery, I'm not wasting time. Because I would have just basically wasted 8 weeks of my life just sitting there, not being able to work out really, and not knowing if it's going to heal up. So
That's kind of what I'm doing right now with my foot.
the doc is like, yo, just believe me, you don't want surgery. You don't want somebody cutting in your skin. But yeah, so.
I want to sort of save. I feel like we're gonna have you on here again at some point.
1,000%.
So like, I want to save, really go in depth on your second and third year here, like for a different time. But I do want to ask you, since we were talking about the injury this past season, playing at Oakland, we always play 3 or 4 like Power 5 games, and you were hurt for 2. You were hurt for pretty much all of them,
Yeah.
but you missed 2 of them, and one of them being the biggest game against Mississippi State this year, which Blake and I feel, if you were playing that game, I think would have had a lot different outcome than
honestly,
how it
Boise
happened.
State too.
And
Oh.
so, what was that like? Because you went all the way to Boise. I don't know if you were like possibly gonna play that game, and you just ended up not doing it. Was that like hard? Like you said, you don't like sitting out. What was it like watching those games from the sidelines, especially in your last year? Because this is the last time you're gonna play a Michigan State or a team like that.
Especially Michigan State, because it was packed.
Yeah, it definitely sucks because, like you said, last year I don't like sitting out. I came back too early. I think you both know that. I was still hurt
Yeah.
when I came back. My ankle, I tore something.
I mean, it was evident. It was evident when you
I
were
mean,
healthy this year and when you weren't.
Yeah. My foot was just like, even when I was playing, when I came back, my ankle, you guys seen it, it was still fat.
Yeah.
Like my ankle
He
was
had a kank.
busting out of my shoe. Like it was fat. I'm like, yo, look at my ankle.
And that's why I started wearing the Kobe's, guys, because
Yeah.
the low cut let his ankle breathe.
Physically
So-
couldn't get the shoe over if you had anything else, bro. Like, it was
Yeah.
bad.
Then when I sat is,
Then we saw Coach
I sat
JMO
for,
for
yeah, I was
a
coaching.
while.
I even was coaching at Michigan State because I genuinely thought like you guys can win that game even without me.
It was
Like-
just that run at the beginning of the second half that really just
Yeah, killed you.
I got freaking tired. I was
Like
gassed
if you was making your shots like you was at the beginning, and they didn't have that run,
It would've-
could have walked away with a 10-point
we
lead.
could have maybe stole one. It would have been tough though,
It
because
would have
like,
been tough, but I think we could have walked away with a 7 to 10 because they would start fouling.
yeah.
dude, the beginning of the second half was like one of the craziest runs I've ever been a part of for them.
Yeah, that and freaking Syracuse.
Yeah, when they went on that run, Michigan says, "Yep,
Yep.
it's over."
All right, let's we don't want to dive too much into that because we could really talk for hours more. So we'll save those 2 seasons, like I said, for a different time.
Yep.
But we did mention your child at the beginning of the
We did.
episode, and that is something I feel like a lot of people are confused as to how you are able to have a dog during this. Like, how are you able to maintain taking care of the dog? Because it's properly taken care of, living a great life.
It really is, though.
Yes.
And-
He's so spoiled.
What was the decision in getting the dog, I should say? Or
So did
You-
I just wanted a dog.
yeah.
Just wanted a dog.
I'll say when I first saw he FaceTimed me when he was driving back because he got it in the middle of nowhere by
Yeah, in Ohio.
a little
It
Amish
was
community or something.
4 hours away.
Jeez.
I drove there 4 hours and then drove back. 4
This guy
hours.
FaceTimes me, and like, I mean, we were close then. Nowhere probably near where we are now.
Yeah.
And it's, I'm like,
But
why-
we've talked about it.
we did. It was. I'm not saying it,
But it was no
blindsided.
decision like, hey, I'm doing it. It was just like, you keep
We
talking
might get
about it
that,
like,
yeah,
dude, I want a dog. And it's like, I'm not saying I'm
Yeah.
going to get one.
Yeah.
And then he just turns the camera to the front seat, and there's a dog. And I'm like, first thing goes in my head. I'm like, okay, the dog's obviously like the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. But then it's like, dude,
Who's going to take care of it?
we got a dog, bro. Like, and meanwhile, this is your second year, and we're deep in the season. Like, we're getting ready to, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's probably February, I think it was.
Yeah, February.
And I'm like, dude, what are we doing here? But like,
it was
worked
honestly
out.
something that I wanted to do for myself too because of what I was going through, like injury wise too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just like I can't be who I am on the court because of my injuries. And like the dog, as you know, when you walk through the door, King greets you.
Oh,
Like,
dude, I'm not.
It's
I have
the
no
best
regret.
feeling
It is.
ever when I walk through that door and see King. Because he doesn't know if I had a good game or a bad game. He's not going to judge me. You know what I mean?
Dude, he doesn't care about nothing.
He just
He just
wants
wants
to
to-
see me,
yeah.
and he's happy to see me.
Every time he walks in the door, he's like, it's like the first time seeing
It
him.
doesn't matter what I done. Like if I made mistakes or whatever, he's not gonna judge me, and it's just like that's the best feeling ever. Especially when you're so invested into a sport and you love something so much, and you're so passionate about it. And when you do play, you have bad games, and you're so down. Like you guys know this, you're down. You're like, oh my gosh, like I put in all this work, and then for it to not show, because everybody has bad games. But after the games, just coming home to him, mood changes. It's just like I go from sad to the happiest person ever because this dude's the happiest person ever
It's
to see
just
me.
Unconditional love.
Yeah, so that's why I really wanted a dog is because the injuries I was going through, it's something to help me get through it.
Yeah. I think it did just that.
Yeah, the best decision I've ever made. I tell Blake that all the time, like, yo, you should get a dog.
Gosh,
Because
imagine
I'm gonna
two
be
dogs
gone and he's not gonna see
you're
King.
right.
No, I
You're
know.
right.
When he's gone, it's like you
It's
walk
gonna-
in, there's
it's gonna
no
be a
one
different
greeting
life
you.
for
It's
you.
like, bro.
Yeah. I like that's what I'm saying. I suggest you get it. I mean, it's your last year. Like, I mean, I don't know, man.
I don't
It's the
know.
best decision I've ever made because they're not hard to take care of.
They just chew up a lot of stuff, though.
I
King
mean,
didn't do a lot of
King
that. though.
didn't. He only
Okay.
thing he's chewed up.
Your guys'
Only
TV
thing
remote
that-
is
Okay, yeah.
like
Yeah.
a dog toy.
And some shoes. But
Only thing that he's really done bad was the TV remote, and I mean, it's a TV remote.
Come on,
like
man.
I mean,
I
dogs do
mean,
that.
a TV. You
Facts.
could buy another TV.
He
remote.
would grab our shoes. He would chew, but like the thing he would do with the shoes was he would take the insoles out. I don't know how. The shoes are tied.
He would just take the insoles
He would
out.
grab the insoles out and just lay it next to him, and I'm just like, why? What's your point? How are you even getting
Yeah,
the insoles out?
And they wouldn't be like ripped up. It would just be a full insole, like
Yeah.
just right there.
I think he's probably chewed up 2 shoes, but it hasn't been like terrible.
He
chewed
got the
up.
slides. He got
Yeah.
the UFO slides, but
I
they
mean,
were.
that's a little rubber, so yeah, he
Yeah,
thinks it's
yeah.
a toy.
He loves
Other
that
than
trash
that,
can,
he has
too.
yeah. So we have a sensor trash can,
Yep.
and he's smart enough because he watches me. I caught him watching me. I caught him watching me opening the trash can with my hand over the sensor, and he's looking like, yep, I know how to open it now. And he got big enough to where he puts his nose. I watched him on the camera. I've watched him do it. He puts his nose over the trash can and goes back and forth, and the trash can opens up. And he just gets in that trash and has himself a day.
Like we said earlier, very well trained dog. Great
Very
dog.
smart dog,
honestly.
it sounds
I mean, on the road, like I have people I trust
Yeah.
who watch him. But yeah, you know Trey. He's a great dog. My best friend.
Last thing I want to talk to you about. This is definitely something we had to hit this episode. The future for Jalen Moore.
What's
You
going
know,
on,
you're-
man?
I guess I have a question, but you can just really tell us what is going on in your life right now since you're
So right now, I've just been talking to a lot of agents. I talked to one earlier today that I really, really like because he was a former NBA player, and he's done, what I'm trying to do. He's played in the NBA. He's played overseas in the Euro League for a long time. So yeah, I've really just been talking to agents, and my plan is to sign with an agent who is going to work as hard as they can, and as hard as I'm working for myself, for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, sign with an agent. I'll get some NBA workouts, I believe, because there's interest in some NBA teams, and we've got some feedback from some teams who are interested.
Yeah.
So the goal is to get workouts, do good in the workouts, and get on the summer league team, and hopefully I could be another Jamal Cain story, because we all know I'm not going to get drafted, but Jamal didn't get drafted. He got on the summer league team. He balled out. He got him Exhibit 10 training camp deal. He balled out, and he got a two-way. And next year, I think that he'll get an actual contract. So that's the plan. I mean, if it doesn't work out like that, then I'll go overseas, and there's a lot of money to be made overseas.
Yeah, for sure.
The thing is with me, I'm smart enough to know don't waste your time trying to get into the league, the NBA, and it's not meant for you. There's a lot of guys in this world who want to play in the NBA, and that's their dream, that's their goal. That's everybody's, I believe.
Yeah.
If you're passionate enough for basketball.
Right.
You want to play at the highest level. But a lot of people waste their time trying to get into the league, and it's not meant for them when they could have been overseas 2-3 years ahead, because they done wasted 2, 3, 4 years trying to get into the NBA, and they done wasted 6-figure money, because you can make 6 figures year 3, year 2, wherever. You know what I mean? You can do it. It's possible. There's guys who make big time money year 2, year 3. You can quadruple, 5x your money from year 1. Because year 1, you're not going to start off making a lot of bread. That's just how overseas is. You got to prove that you're valuable.
Yeah.
So, it's tax free. They take care of your apartment. They take care of your food. They give you a car if you need it, depending on the circumstances. Whether I don't want to play in the G League because you're making 40, 50 after taxes, 30. I pay your agent. I pay for your food. And I feel like the G League is just AAU.
Everyone just trying.
Like I said before, people just care about their stats. They're just trying to get to the NBA. And
yeah,
if you're playing in the G League and you're playing with two-way players, say I'm playing 30 minutes, and the two-way player comes down to the G League and he's the same position as you, what do you think's going to happen? Your minutes are going to decrease big time because he's a priority, because they're paying him that much money, and he's a two-way player. That's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't work out, then I'm not going to
dwell too long.
Waste my time.
Yeah.
I'm just going to move on, and I'm not going to be upset. I'm making money overseas. I'm
playing
making
basketball.
Good money doing what I love to do. God willing, I stay healthy, and I think I can make a lot of money playing basketball.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's cool because
And you get to travel the world too. You just get to see a whole different side of the world.
But the situation you're in, you've been your whole career, man. You've been the
underdog.
Yeah. So you get another opportunity to prove yourself, and we all know what you're capable of doing, and the sky's the limit for you, bro. So I'm excited to watch the future Jalen Moore for sure.
I do have to ask one more question just for our listeners. You say you're talking to multiple agents right now. Is there a deadline or something like that by the time you want to have an agent by or should have an agent by? And
I definitely wanted to sign with one the end of this week, but I don't want to rush it at the same time because the agent that I like him. But I got a new opportunity today with another agent that I like. Because at the end of the day, they're all selling their business.
Exactly.
It's recruiting.
But
I
know. Process
I know.
Don't put a deadline on it.
I know when somebody's being real and when somebody's not, because I can tell.
Yeah.
And I do my own research. So I've called a couple agents and some lies, saying they represent such and such, and I hit such and such up on Instagram because they're going to respond to me.
Yeah.
And they said who is that? Send me a picture. Maybe we're getting, the name confused. I send them a picture, and they say, nah, bro, I don't know him.
That's wild.
He ain't my agent. I was going to sign with him, but nah, I don't know him. For real. So
That's just the light.
I know when somebody's lying. Of course I'm going to do my own research. Like I said, before I came to Oakland, I did my own research on rosters and stuff like that.
All right.
So, and plus I want to be with somebody who's been through it. Who knows the ups, the downs, the struggles, the beauty. Like, it doesn't get no better than that. It's like playing for a coach who played the game. Like a player's coach. Like, I think everybody would want to play for a player's coach who's played the game, who's been through it, who knows the in and outs. Like, same thing with the agent. Like, I want to be signed to an agent who been through it. And, I've talked to some agents saying that, who's played and they've had agents. They said that they've been screwed too. So they know how it is. So, yeah, probably within the next week.
We don't need to put a deadline on it, though, like Blake
Yeah.
said. No, not a commitment thing again. Not a
Push this one off as long as you need
we're
to.
not, we're not doing a part 2
strict-
commitment.
Exactly.
We're going to make sure this one right this time, and we're going to make sure they recruit me for real.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's all I got from you, Blake. You got anything else you want?
Yeah, I think it's time to wrap it up. This is a good little first pod.
This
man.
was. I'm not gonna lie, Jalen. We appreciate you for coming on, being our first guest.
Yeah, man.
You're here for the history of the show,
Yeah.
and we're gonna try to get these out.
It'd
once
be cool.
What's that?
If you all
First guest,
commented in.
and I should be the last one too. Like, when you guys wrap this whole thing up, the journey of the podcast, like when you want to call it quits, we should definitely do another one to where we
Come back to this room
come
here.
back. I mean, it could be anywhere, but I'd rather it be like somewhere nice with a nice little
After we all
scenery.
made it.
Yep.
Yeah, and like we should go over each other's like journey. Like, I should ask y'all questions too about
Yeah.
what like like your journey. Like,
Yeah, yeah. We got some stories.
I think that'd
we
be-
all do.
Yeah.
I think
We'll
that'd
have
be
more.
pretty cool. Like,
100%.
first one, last one, and then we ask
And
each
some in
other
bet-
like,
we'll have some in between as well.
yeah, for sure.
But
Man, oh man.
all right, well, this has been the Walking On podcast, episode 1, hosted by Trey Towns and Blake Lampman. Thank you guys for tuning in. Jalen, thanks again for coming in. Hopefully, we got another one up next week.
Yes, sir. Let's make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, all the good stuff, man.
There you go.
Let's make this thing run.
Thank you for letting me walking on.